so I'm here tonight to talk to you a little bit about one of my favorite subjects, which is called the goosebump factor, how spotting your own psychic hits can actually pave the way to fulfilling your big dreams. This is one of my favorite topics to talk about, and it's something I talk about every day with my clients because it's a very important aspect of our day-to-day lives. So the first thing is first, everyone is psychic. Yes, including you. I know you don't believe me, but bear with me, you actually are. We are all born with intuition, and it's part of how we are and who we are every day in our life. It tells us all sorts of things about what we're doing and where we're going, and it leads us in directions that we want to choose. So sometimes there is woo, so I apologize in advance for all the non-woos here. But it happens, you're here anyway, so just bear with me. There won't be any crystal balls, there won't be any turbans, and no feral cats, but as you can see, I'm pretty normal looking, so if you can just take to listen and keep your mind open, you might discover some things about yourself and your own intuition. The first type of intuition I want to talk about is called clairvoyance. This is the type of psychic that I am. Clairvoyance is the psychic gift of sight. And what that means is you actually see images in your mind's eye around what's coming towards you. So it's pictures, it could be like little snippets of a movie. It's almost like an indie experimental movie in your mind telling you what you need to know. How you can tap into clairvoyance, you would take a moment to close your eyes and imagine an old-fashioned TV in front of you. And as you imagine that old-fashioned TV in front of you, you want to dial in. And as you dial in, notice what pictures start to pop up. This could be something you could do for 5 or 10 minutes a day. And as you do this and get better at it, you'll start to see more and more imagery. Clairvoyants also dream vividly. So if you're already having dreams that actually give you a lot of information, guess what? You're clairvoyant. And that means that you should start paying attention to your dreams. And as you start paying attention to your dreams, look up the meanings the next day. That actually will give you a lot of hints towards what's going to come at you in your future. Here's a fun tip. The dream state is the easiest time to communicate with your guides. Yep, you got it. You got spirit guides. They live with you, rent-free. Spirit guides are the entities around us, and you can call them angels or past loved ones, whatever you want. They're the people around us that move us through this life as we need to go on our path. Clairaudience is the second type of psychic activity I want to talk about, and that is the psychic gift of hearing. Picture Whoopi Goldberg in the movie Ghost. That lady was clairaudient. And clairaudience is the psychic gift of hearing, and so what that means is you actually hear words or phrases or songs in your ear, and that gives you hints to what's coming at you. So you would imagine a radio to practice clairaudience, and as you imagine a radio, you would dial in and hear the static of not finding a station. But once you start to dial in and find the station, what you'll find is that words or sounds or songs will come in, and you'll be able to hear them. Sorry, I just lost my place. Clairsentience is the psychic gift of knowing, and that's actually just the psychic gift of feeling something to be true. So if you feel something to be true, like you see an ad in the newspaper, and you're like, I'm gonna apply for that, and I'm gonna get that job, and then you get that job, that's clairsentience. It's just knowing something to be true. It's that feeling to be true. So to work on clairsentience, you will have to have a partner. And you guessed it, you'll have to close your eyes across from your partner. But what I want you to focus on is what that person is feeling and how you feel sitting across from that person. As you start to feel sad or happy or excited or anxious or terrified like I am right now, that'll tell you a lot about that person. Here's a fun tip. If you get overwhelmed with information that's coming in, make sure you practice your Glinda the Good Witch bubble. That's right, Glinda the Good Witch. Coming in, too much can land in that bubble. That's what you want to picture around you every day. That will contain your energy, and it won't let other people's energy get in your psychic sphere. The great thing about intuition is that you can actually apply it to business, and you probably already do. Many ways that I've seen people apply it to business is pulling the trigger on events or projects that they've been sort of putting off, sending an email to somebody even though they're a little hesitant about it, but they know that it'll bring them some more business. You can also apply it to creativity. So all of you artists, writers, and creative types out there, the more you tap into your intuition, the better your ideas and projects are going to be. Because what happens is all of our ideas live up here, and as we tap in, they drop down, and we get the information, and we can enhance our creativity. And finally, you can apply it to entrepreneurship. And the way that I always tell people to apply it to entrepreneurship is through creation of goals. Really looking at their business and saying, what are the 3 things that I want to focus on? And I say, whenever we get clear on our goals, we begin to predict our own future. You tell me 3 goals that you're working on, I can pretty much tell you where you're going to be. So now I'm going to talk about how to be more ways to be psychic, ways to actually allow the psychic kids to kind of come in more and more in your everyday. It's something that everybody groans when I tell them, but it's actually free and you don't have to pay any money. It's meditation. So everybody's like, meditation. But the great thing about meditation is, like I said, it's free. And it actually creates some space in our minds. We have over 70,000 thoughts per day in our brains. That's a lot of thinking. And with all those thoughts, there's no room for the actual extra information to come in. And what meditation will do is it will create space between your thought and action. And when we create space between our thoughts and action, that's where the magic happens. And all of the information starts to come through. And creating that space actually takes the thoughts from being right in front of us to putting them over here. And that creates the great space as well. So what are the best things about psychic capability? Well, I've gone over a couple of them. But what I would tell you is you can use your intuition at your office. You can use it in your clarity in relationships. And you can also use it in goal setting, and then I like the personal woo, so your personal space around what you're trying to achieve in yourself. So go ahead, get your psychic on. I hope that this has helped shed some light on the fact that not all psychics are so kooky. I'm a little bit normal. And it also sheds a light on the fact that you're probably already getting psychic information in your everyday. And as a result, if you start to pay attention, that will come in more and more, and the more you practice, the better off you'll be. Thank you so much.